All right, so what is going on? All right, I want to tell you this, okay? This is a special show because we're going to go backwards in a second. We're going to go back in time. Ooh, 6.99K. Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate it. All right. Back in time. Now, I mentioned, it's interesting, before the break, I mentioned in 2015, I was making phone calls. 4 years ago, people were like, nah, I love paper, man. I eat paper, I sleep paper, and I dream of fax machines, and life is good. Then, a year later, in 2016, when I was trying to compile, I was trying to get, what's a list of load boards? What's a list of, like, software out there? And, there's this little hints here and little there. It felt like it was like a treasure hunt, you know? So I put together an article in the fall of 2016, and I don't know. I don't think I'd seen a list like that up to date. Just that those lists didn't really happen. Everybody promoted their own thing, but I hadn't found a list. I mean, word of mouth we knew of a list, but I put together a list in 2016. All right. Okay, cool. Hey, what's going on, Car Hauler 38? So I did that. All right. Then, with Auto Transport Intel, a year ago, last summer, I created the top 5 car hauling load boards video. And what it was kind of an updated version of my 2016 list, but it was a video. Because I know, like, alright, newsflash, blogs are hard to read, right? Who actually finishes reading a blog post? Not me. I don't. That's why I don't do them anymore. I mean, articles are important, but like blog posts, they're just hard to read. It's hard to get through them. They either need to be shorter or more to the point, or I don't know. It's even right now, somebody's already bored. Me just saying it, right? So how's someone going to read it? Okay. All right, so I made a video, top 5 car hauling load boards, in a few minutes, covered the top 5, gave a bonus 6. That was a year ago. That was 15 months ago. 15 months ago. All right, and I've seen a couple videos with other different, single-digit numbers of load boards. Now, the fact is, again, no matter how you slice it, there are probably only like one. There's probably only one load board. All right, right. Is this a joke, Jay? No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke, but it is funny. Okay, and by the way, I want you to keep this in mind. I made this pie chart. I'm telling you, I was working up until the moment we went live. That's no joke. All right, I put this pie chart together earlier. I know it's not very fancy, but it's to get the point across. Is that in auto software, and I know there's a couple of you guys listening, and I've had some of these conversations with you, but it's time to do something special. And what we're going to do, we are literally going to talk about everybody. I'm not going to leave anybody off the list. And if I do, I want you to let me know. You guys can see me and hear me okay? Hey, what's up, Danny? You watch all of my content. Man, thank you so much. I got to tell you, honestly, it means a lot every time I hear that. I don't hear it every day, and I don't hear it every hour. And honestly, I don't want to get a big head about it. But it means a lot because there's a reason I'm doing all this. And it's not just for me. Although I've been accused of that. It's not. Listen, seriously, I want to make informative content and share that information, and just the live format works for me. So Tuesday nights, that's what we're doing. This pie chart, by now, with all the mumbling I've just done, you've been able to take in this pie chart. All right. So load board, that's what most people are looking for. When I say most people, I mean carriers and drivers, right? And I mean secondary market, OEM car haulers are not looking for load boards. Although, when they're able to fill an empty spot, they do go to the load boards. It's not that often, but it does happen. Okay. Second, number 2, driver mobile app. Now that one is much more common. In fact, whether you're hauling new or used, if you're a driver, you probably have to use a mobile app by now. Remember 4 years ago, everybody loved paper and fax machines? That is no longer the case. So we can measure 3 to 4 years ago, everything's kind of changed, right? Telling somebody to try your mobile app, instead of them 4 years ago, they'd say, I love paper, to they'd say, I have too many mobile apps. Okay, so that's already happened. We've gone from sticky notes to I've got 100 apps. in like 3 years. So that's kind of funny. All right, number 3, TMS Dispatch Dashboard. Okay, so it's not a load board. A load board's where you get loads. The Driver mobile app's where you pick up and deliver your loads, do your inspections, get your signature, right? Mark your damages. The TMS Dispatch Dashboard is where the dispatcher or wife or family member or whoever, fleet manager, owner, gets loads, whether from a load board or from a customer, and assigns them to Driver's mobile apps, right? This is not a secret. This is public information. Nothing I've said is trade secret. In fact, nothing I say tonight will be trade secret. This is all public information. It's just that, well, it just so happens that I have a history in car hauling software. I know a lot about it. I've used it. I've been talking about it for years. And so I'm going to dedicate this show just to talking about all of the players in auto transport software. By the way, we're not going to leave off number 4. I debated. I thought, man, CRM, what does that have to do with... Okay, you know what? The CRM is the origin of the load, right? So when the carrier or the fleet or whoever is going to send the loads on behalf of the shipper, it could be GM, all right? Could be the OEM, could be the port, could be... Anyways, you get the point. The CRM is where you manage the shippers, create the loads, and either send it to a load board or straight to a carrier, dispatch dashboard. Then they send it to the mobile app. And the reason I divided this into 4 parts is many companies do just one. Some companies do more than one. Very few companies do all 4. Today, in Q4 2019, it is my opinion that nobody does all this perfectly. Okay? In my opinion, this market is still up for grabs, and that's what makes tonight's show such perfect timing. Is that in a year, maybe somebody will have the perfect all 4 together. Maybe. Some companies are partnering up. In fact, that's another reason for this update, because we're already seeing a couple load boards are gone. A couple mobile apps are gone. There are now more CRMs than there used to be. Some are old, some are new. So we're going to go into this. We're going to come back to this pie chart periodically. CRMs are important. Can't wait to see this info. Thank you. And by the way, there are less CRMs than there are of any of the other 3. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so there's the background. I think I've laid it out. Keep me posted on what's happening with the... Oh, Nick is with us. Load boards are also part, or at least slowly replaced by the alert system. Alert system will provide more revenue. Thank you, Nick. And that's the thing, is that it's true. What you say, Nick, is that the marketplace is changing, which is another reason why I wanted to do the show now. That I can't tell you how wonderful the timing is on this. I know, Jay, you keep going on and on about it. I do, because there is a lot has already changed, and a lot is getting ready to change. We are really right now in the middle. It's like watching a horse gallop. You are seeing a horse in mid-gallop. This is a snapshot, which I use that example. It's actually one of the origins of filmmaking, but that's okay. All right, so where do we start? You know where we start. Central Dispatch. Okay? Central Dispatch is easily the #1 load board. Why? Well, number 1, everybody knows about it. It's where everybody goes. Is it the greatest? You know, there's about 1 million videos on how people feel about that. And by the way, I'm not in the business of... It's not my job to give you the opinion on whether or not this is the greatest load board of all time. All right? But I will say, the proof is that there's 25,000 loads. Here we go. Boom. Boom. There are 25,000 loads at any one time. And nobody comes close to that. I've checked. Nobody comes close to that. And that's why Cox Automotive, who owns DealerTrack, who owns Central Dispatch, is very comfortable not updating this site. Okay, now that was also an opinion, But we really, in the marketplace, we really don't understand. If anybody at Cox is listening, and I really think somebody probably is at this point, we in the automotive industry do not understand why you don't update this load board. Now, I've talked with people that say that actually they are, and we do know there's some form of focus group going on out there. So at some point we are gonna, I don't know if it'll be a Hail Mary last minute, 5 seconds to the game is over kind of thing. But I guarantee the story is not over with Central Dispatch. So, okay. Number 2 in the top 5 car hauling loads board video is One Dispatch, Rat Loads, Ready Auto Logistics, which is also owned by Cox Automotive. Isn't that interesting, right? And these are your Mannheim loads. This is where most of the Mannheim loads. The thing is, it doesn't make any sense. Look at this. 1,100, can you see this? 1,149 loads posted. This can't be all of the Mannheim loads that are bought and sold and posted. That can't be. That doesn't even make sense. Is it some of them? How does that system work? We don't know. Nobody tells us. I would love to talk with somebody from Ready Logistics about how this works. I'm sorry, Ready Logistics owned by Cox Automotive. So once again, I would like to talk to somebody from Cox Automotive. The chances of that happening, come on. I'm realistic. Okay. Number 3, Cars Arrive Network. And by the way, has anything changed on Central in the past year? I don't actually know. I haven't dispatched in a year, but I don't think so. Rat Loads, same question. Has anything changed in the past year? Maybe small things. I think actually there's been more changes on Ready than there has been Central. That was an actual cough. That was not a metaphor. So I'm asking that also on Cars Arrive. Has anything changed? Now, we do know that Cars Arrive is a Cars Arrive relocation. And by the way, Cars Arrive, owned by KAR, which just renamed. Did you see this story? KAR just renamed to Car Global. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Car Global, I welcome you and invite you to come on the show, talk more about all of the changes, the good news, what's happening. I'd say the percentage chance of an interview with Car Global on this channel is much higher than that with Cox Automotive. But hey, let's all do a live panel. Yeah, that'll never happen. Okay, so, but has anything happened? And by the way, how many loads do we have? Let's see, at any one time. And does it say? Let's see. I did all to all. And it still, it splits it up into region anyways? It looks the same when I was dispatching. And I'll tell you, one of the things I like about Ready Auto and Cars Arrive is that you can place bids, right? That's really great. If you're booking after 5 p.m., 6 p.m., brokers aren't going to answer the phone, right? So being able to book online is awesome. And by the way, Central Dispatch, just a load board, number 1. Ready Auto, load board, driver mobile app. One could argue there's a dispatch dashboard, but it is limited to Ready Auto. Cars Arrive, load board, mobile app. Same thing, limited dashboard. Number 4, United Road. I know. People have opinions of United Road. I realize that. And I hope to, got a question, is September to February a slow time? Yes, it is. In fact, you know what the slow time is in car hauling? January to January. It's not funny, Jay, but it sure feels true. So United Road, what they did is, this is why another reason why this is good timing. They're updating URAutoloads.com. I said they should, and I've gotten some feedback from them, and I'm happy to say United Road now has Hauly. HAULLY.com, rhymes with Wally. It's Hauly. So go get signed up. It's got to be better than URAutoloads. Load board, mobile app. Some might say that now it's time to work on VTAS, mobile app. Okay? Limited dashboard on URAutoloads. I don't have an account to Hauly, so I don't know what it looks like. Hope to tell you more in the future. That'd be great. Man, we haven't even broken the surface yet. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited for you. And by the way, got those interviews that we have later, man, those are going to be going to want to push those interviews. We're going to be here a while. But it's good, trust me. You are just in time. Listen, if you are just joining the show, you are just in time. Because ACV, man, where was ACV a year ago? They were on Central Dispatch. Now, standalone, outstanding load board. And there's Matt. Matt is in the live chat. You got a question for ACV? Matt Majewski is in the live chat. You can ask him a question. acvauctions.com/ATI. Thank you, ACV. Not only thank you for what you do, thank you for participating in the channel, and really for I'm serious. I think you guys are showing the fastest growth that one could register on load boards. Okay, so you're in the load board space, right? Number one load board space. Hey, what's up, Matt? Boom. And by the way, not just load board space, but also dealer space, which is also a big deal. Hey, there's the mug. That's a big deal to be in the dealer space because, as Ty and I like to talk about, you get in with the dealers and you are really getting into the pulse of what's happening with the movement of cars. And by the way, used car sales are up, new car sales are down. So if you're an OEM car hauler, I know it's, you're at the, I know it feels like a more lofty position, and especially, man, you guys have been doing it longer than I have, all right? So I got to be careful, all right? There's no joke, right? Everybody knows that. You guys that have been driving for decades, you were driving when I was just a pea in a pod. I get it, I really do. But the thing is, this information is new. These changes are happening. There are some changes, and maybe it'll go back. Maybe in 5 years, it'll be like 90% OEM, 10% used. Man, with some of the changes happening, it's not going to be 90-10, but you get my point. ACV auctions, load board, get signed up. Don't miss this load board. Just do it. Carvana. All right. Now, this is where we're going to begin to do a little bit of change, right? Okay? What I just talked about is basically most of the top 5 load boards and most of the load board information out there. And as you can tell, man, I got so many tabs to go through, boys. Okay, Carvana. Carvana has a load board. I talked to Carvana today. I don't have the phone number. What you can do is just go to, this is great, go to Central Dispatch, go to search, and type in Carvana. Okay? I'm just telling you how to do it. All right? Go to Carvana. There it is. Click on Carvana. You want to call this 480 number. They're in Phoenix too. Seems like everybody's in Phoenix, right? Go to Carvana. Call them. You got to hit 1. Get signed up. They do have a load board. You have to have an MC number and a DOT number to get signed up. And it is its own load board. And I mean, we all know, we see the commercials. Carvana's moving a lot of cars. This is somewhere you can go, get signed up. It's another load board. All right? Now, do they have a mobile app for you to use? I actually don't know. So, again, this is where I ask for your participation. Kobe Black just signed up for ACV. Thank you, Kobe. That means a lot. Since you don't dispatch, what do you do for money, Jay? Everybody loves to ask me that. I have monetized this channel. I'm a media guy. Dude, I made my first film in 1993. I worked in Hollywood. I'm a media guy for life. Okay, 93. Okay, that was about 30 years ago. 25. So, and then I worked in live webcasting. Listen, the point is that I do this channel. This is all I do. I'm a media professional. I know. Strange, right? Why do you have a YouTube channel then? Because honestly, that is where media has gone. So again, my timing, I'm happy with it. And I'm not here, listen, if you don't get it, I'm not going to convince you. I'm not here to convince anybody that YouTube is the way to go. I just say, next time you want to learn something, let me know where you went. YouTube. Okay. All right. So we did Carvana, and I answered that question, Danny. And I thank you for that question, Danny. And I'm here to answer questions. So let's see here. What else we got? Man, the live chat's going crazy. CarMax. Okay. You guys remember CarMax? Isn't it weird how 2 years ago, I don't think anybody talked about Carvana except for on the Cars Arrive load board. If you were on Cars Arrive, you could book Carvana cars, and then they just went ahead and built their own board. You remember 2 years ago is when there was a car, did you know, for about a year, 2016, 2017, there was a CarMax load board for a very short amount of time. And I used to go there. It was kind of primitive, but I mean, you could book cars, and it was cool. But then, you know who got that contract? And I wrote an article about it. In the fall of 2017, I also wrote an article about how United Road got the CarMax contract, and the CarMax load board went away. I don't know the situation today, but I don't think CarMax has its own load board, but I point that out because that's something that has changed. So let's go ahead and just put an X through that. JMN. Who remembers JMN Hall load board? And I think it was called ProTranmart, Tranmart, something. Look at this. JMN says, in an effort to improve vendor relations, JMN is making a change in the way it does business with its carrier network. It's building an emphasis on partnerships, existing relationships. So yeah, you want to get a load, give them a call. I think that means the load board is gone. Okay, which brings us to bonus load board number 6. Now, 15 months ago, Ship.Cars was my bonus load board number 6. Ship.Cars has done a lot in the last couple years. Ship.Cars comes from its parent company, Montway. Okay, that's fine. And Ship.Cars, and again, that is my understanding. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'll just apologize right now, just in case. But Ship.Cars has the load board, the mobile app, the dashboard. Now that's interesting. They got 3 of them. Okay? Remember the pie chart? If you're just joining now, we have this pie chart in the auto software update. Load board, driver app, dispatch dashboard, CRM pipeline. Okay? So Ship.Cars has load board, driver app, dispatch dashboard. Does it have a CRM? I'm not sure. Now, I have met a couple folks from Ship.Cars. I hope to learn more in the coming days. I have had a demo. It's some pretty good looking stuff. If you're not signed up with Ship.Cars, I'd say go ahead. Get signed up with Ship.Cars, because as a dispatcher, you need all the help you can get. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. See, there's your dispatch dashboard, your TMS dashboard. I'm gonna guess that there's a CRM. I don't know. Okay, who's next? Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Super Dispatch. Super Dispatch is, in fact, one of the few companies that has all 4, right? They just introduced a load board this year. They've had a driver mobile app for several years, 3+ years. Dispatch dashboard, probably the same time frame. So 2 and 3, been around a long time. Owner operator, small fleet. Some might argue large fleet. Load board, I don't know how many loads are on it. Don't have access, haven't seen it. CRM, I think that's new also. So while they have all 4, I think 1 and 4 are both new as of this year. So I would say, I think it's fair to say, Super Dispatch has all 4, but it's going to need more time to cook. Okay? But I have not mentioned a company yet that has all 4. And I guarantee there's a couple folks right now watching, they're like, did Jay just say all that? Yeah, I did. Because I'm going to keep going. You guys ready? Run Buggy. Okay. Take a drink of my ELD Kool-Aid. Like, who is he going to talk about next? Man, I'm talking about everybody. This is really it. This is the big enchilada. Run Buggy is a it's more like an Uber, where it's connecting carriers to loads, rather than a load board. It's not a stagnant load board. In fact, and this is what who said this? Kobe? Nick. Yes, Nick. Nick is saying that the future is not stagnant load boards. It's absolutely not. Run Buggy is not a stagnant load board, and yet its load board acts like a load board because it gives load notifications and load matching. I'm not sure what specific term they use, but these are concepts. You've also got, I believe it's a mobile app. I believe it's a load board. So I think, go ahead, get signed up. Dispatch Dashboard. I'm not sure if you can. I think you can import other loads into the Dispatch Dashboard. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it could be 1, 2, and 3 with Run Buggy. And I will say this: Mark with Run Buggy, he was on the show. Man, that was 2 years ago. So thank you, Mark, for that interview 2 years ago. And I know a lot has changed at your company in the past 2 years. So congratulations to the changes that you've been a part of and that you've made happen. It's a good job. Metrogistics. Okay, now, Metrogistics was number 5 in the top 5 car hauling load boards last summer. Not anymore. Metrogistics, I hear less and less people talk about Metrogistics. I want to point this out. I think there's a reason. Metrogistics is now a part of Assertus. We know that sometime a year ago, Metrogistics became Assertus. If you don't know what Assertus does, Assertus is more like, getting back to Cox. Cox Automotive Solutions has so many things going on that go way beyond Central Dispatch Load Board. I should have actually, you know what, let's do this, because we're going to do this for a second. Cox Automotive, there are many people that know a lot more about Cox Automotive than I do. But if you don't know, look, man, this is a list of their brands. Just go to coxautoinc.com. They got all these brands, dude. Vin Solutions, Mannheim, V-Auto, Auto Trader, Vin Solutions. Oh, we said that. What else? I know there's more that aren't even on here. Clutch, Pivot, Ride Clean. See, they've got a lot of new services in mobility. There's a lot. There's probably so much happening they don't even have time to update the webpage. Okay, so Assertus is the same kind of company. They got a lot of fleet management services. There is so much going on at Assertus that they're not, I'm not saying they're not worried about Metrogistics, but Metrogistics is just a part of the big picture of Assertus. So, maintaining the load board, updating it. At one point, I think they had a mobile app. I don't even know if anybody even uses that mobile app anymore. I never hear about that either. So, I think, but here's the deal. Just like Cox, Assertus, we're going to hear more. And Car Global, put them up here. Car Global. We're going to hear more from these companies. It's a matter of time. So right now, again, we are in the middle of finding out of what some of these companies are going to do next. So Metrogistics, I know there are good loads up here for some folks, but I also know a lot of people are not that happy with the loads that they post. I'm just saying. Let's go to another one. You guys want another one? Carshipio. So who's signed up with Carshipio, right? Carshipio's been around a while. And I've talked to Stan. Stan's a great guy. Stan's been on the show. I think Stan is the creator or founder of Carshipio. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I do know that Carshipio, let's pull up the pie chart again. Carshipio has a driver mobile app. Carshipio has a dispatch dashboard. Carshipio also has a load board called the Carshipio Marketplace. So if you are a dispatcher, get signed up with Carshipio also. In fact, doing this, as I talk about that, it makes me think, there should be, I don't know if there could be like an Auto Transport Intel, like, pinwheel of load boards to keep track of all these possible load boards where you could find loads. We're going to have to, somebody's going to come up with something. I'm not a technology creator, clearly, because I just called it a pinwheel of load boards or something. All right. But Carshipio is worth checking out. And I know he's got more happening on the East Coast than on the West Coast. And that goes for pretty much everybody, seriously. The cars are in the East Coast. If you work in the West, I've had a couple people ask me, hey, where do I go to get loads? I'm in the Southwest. The answer is, I don't know, actually. No, you go wherever you can. In fact, this is where you go make a relationship, right? Because the load boards, man, you are going to be doing a lot of hand wringing. All right, in 2016, I included reindeer on my load board list. And I'm glad I did. Because even today, if you get signed up with reindeer, and by the way, if you do get signed up with reindeer, let them know that you heard about them on Auto Transport Intel and that I want part of the $50 referral. Anyways, but I want you to succeed, so I'm just giving it away. ReindeerAuto.com. Call the 800 number, ask for Andrew or Elizabeth. Say that Jay told him to call and he wants his $50. And you get signed up. It's easy. And the thing I like about reindeer, and actually like Relotrans is not on this list, another VIP corporate relocation company. Those are good companies to be set up with if you have a 3, 4, 5 car, so you can move that single move POVs. Dude, get the corporate relocation. Get with reindeerauto.com. Good paying loads, but you're gonna have to listen. Serious, they're very serious about the inspection. Follow everything they say, but it's worth it. ReindeerAuto.com. I said it, man. Okay, U-Ship. I never talk U-Ship. Do you know why? I've never, not once in the years that I dispatched, and I dispatched a lot of cars, not once did I get a car off U-Ship. But I hear other guys say they do. I know people that have gotten cars off of U-Ship, so I'm bringing it out into the light. Go ahead, sign up for U-Ship, give it a shot. Let me know. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. In fact, I'd love to do a show on U-Ship. In fact, I talked to U-Ship, I believe a year ago, started to update its own business model because basically Montway figured out how to, well, and then everybody else joined in. If you try to bid on a car on U-Ship, you are bidding against brokers, and they know what they're doing, and they're in the office all day. The brokers have figured out how to use U-Ship to add to their volume. Anyways, maybe that's why I've never gotten a car off U-Ship. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the company. I just don't know how you make it work. Let me know. I'd love to know. And by the way, this is interesting. So I'm at the Mid-America Truck Show 6 months ago in March 2019, and I met Lorne Metzen. Lorne, I believe, is the CEO of 123 Load Board. I don't think he's the founder, maybe. And I told Lorne that I didn't know 123 Load Board had cars. I didn't know. He said, well, of course we do. So I'm here to tell you guys, 123 Load Board has cars. I know. I didn't know either. So it goes on the list. Go to 123 Load Board, sign up. I mean, I don't know how much it costs. Let's check out the pricing. And that's another thing. See, the pricing, it's $35 a month. I don't know. I know that the hotshot guys are using it, cars and freight. That's where I think 123 Load Board has its strength because it's cars and freight. $35 a month might make sense. If you're just a car hauler and you're just a husband and wife team, I don't know. You're probably not going to pay that. But maybe. Let me know how it goes. I thought it was all freight. Apparently they have cars. Okay, now we were talking about, we kind of weaving around here. I know it's a little squirrely. By the way, those interviews probably are going to 9:30, guys, so hang tight. But I mean, this is good. I knew this would take a while. With like Run Buggy, I think Run Buggy is the main one I talked about, where it's kind of like Uber, load matching, car shipper, same kind of concept, different business model. Car shipper wants to put carriers in touch with loads, shippers, without the need to have brokers, which is interesting because actually in that sense, car shipper acts as a CRM. Kind of. In fact, this is a true hybrid. If we were to get into hybrids of this kind of straightforward model, load board, CRM, mobile app, dispatch dashboard, Car Shipper's kind of all four. And it's really, I think it more reflects the future, which I'll just go ahead and say it now. Uber Freight. Uber Freight, that's the future. And we know it's working in freight because you know what? And I put these in here on purpose. I was going to reference them. I talked to a guy, Internet Truck Stop, truckstop.com. This guy was in freight. He is in freight. He said he used truckstop.com for a lot of loads 2 years ago. When Uber Freight came out, it's such a better system, he literally stopped using truckstop.com. That is a major change, and he can't be alone. In fact, even new companies like Convoy that do load matching, I think even they have to watch out for big companies like Uber Freight, which brings us back to Cox Automotive. See, if Cox Automotive just leaves Central Dispatch as the Flintstones until, like, you know, they got all this stuff built up, and then they just flick the switch and create the Uber Freight of car hauling, I mean, it could be, well, that could be a pretty intense moment. I don't know when and if, but maybe. Until then, I think we're going to see some more new technologies like Car Shipper, or companies at least moving more in that direction. Yes, Nick, you made the list. Nick, with Go For It app. Now, Go For It app, driver mobile app, also, I think, acts in a way as a dispatch dashboard. And Go For It is also thinking towards the future. One of the things that Go For It is trying to do is think about how to help add value to the actual transport of the vehicle, rather than just be a, you know, I don't know, mobile app, walled garden dashboard. Go For It is trying to think, okay, how do we add value to what the driver did on the mobile app? Because when the car is delivered, that information isn't just useless. That information should stay with the car. That's a really interesting idea. That's a great idea. Because the car hauler is a professional with cars, right? In fact, that seems to be something so many people forget. You know, the car hauler isn't just a transporter. He's a professional with vehicles, man. I saw on Facebook, you know, hot wiring lights and stuff. I mean, dude, car haulers are crafty with machines. So if they put something on an inspection, that might be worthwhile. And this might be where a rating system of drivers could actually be useful for the broker or shipper. It's interesting. Okay, now, that is kind of moving in the future. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go backward. Okay. You can tell we did, right? Easy Dispatch. And by the way, at this point now, if you're a dispatcher or carrier, I've kind of gone through the load boards that I think you're probably going to get signed up with, but I think you're really going to want to keep listening, because you're going to learn a lot about where we've been, what else is out there, what's happening in other parts of the market. I do have a lot of information here, so I'm just going to say this. All right. Many people know who Easy Dispatch is. Easy Dispatch, that's Dave at Easy Dispatch. He was on the show in the spring. Great guy, passionate about car hauling technology, but it's legacy, right? It's legacy, it's older. It's still in place in some places. Some people still use it, but even Dave, I mean, is it being updated? I don't think so. Is it going to knock your socks off with its, you know, fancy rounded edges? No, I don't think so. But it's part of car hauling software history, and it has led to other developments. And it probably, well, in fact, it was around when CargoTel was around. Now, lots of people know what CargoTel is. CargoTel, and by the way, let me just say this. Easy Dispatch, load board, Dispatch Dashboard. I don't think it was. I don't think it was a load board. So I'm gonna say I don't know if it was a load board. It was definitely a dispatch dashboard, and it had mobile app like qualities before the mobile app existed. So as we get into CargoTel is your legacy high-end enterprise fleet, large fleet dispatch dashboard. Okay, that's your TMS, right? It says it right there. TMS, and it has EDI for OEMs. There are car hauling fleets, new car hauling fleets right now, right? CargoTel is still booming. By the way, exactly. I haven't been reading the live chat. Most of what I said, I just know firsthand, and I've talked to people. I haven't seen CargoTel in a long time. I don't know anybody that personally uses it because I'm more in touch with smaller companies. But I know larger fleets do use it, and several fleets have gone ahead and made their own because they didn't want to pay the prices. And that's interesting. That could be a problem. Because if you are too expensive, right, and someone can just recreate it, that's going to happen. And I know that's happened to CargoTel. Is CargoTel watching the show? No. Is CargoTel going to be on this show? I doubt it. But, like Candy says, CargoTel still happening. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, what is this? PDF filler. I point this out because you will always find there are going to be programs out there you can use. You can use them for free. You could search car hauling software, find something for free. Excuse me, free car hauling software. You're welcome to it. This one exists now. I don't know how long. Here's another one, Auto Transport Receipt. There used to be one called BOL Direct. I don't think that exists anymore. And it's not free, $15 a month. Anyways, I point these out because there will be companies that you may find or know of, and if they're not on my list, please let me know. Send me a live chat, put it in my YouTube comments. You like that ELD Kool-Aid? Man, I sure do as well. Just let me know. Truckify. Do you know Truckify? You want to go ahead and get signed up with Truckify. Truckify is a mobile app. Truckify is a mobile app option. There are many mobile apps, and this is important. This is a part of why I'm talking about every company I know of, because there are many driver mobile apps. In fact, nope, 1, 2, 3, doesn't count yet, maybe, let's say 4, 5, I think that's 6, 7, 8, don't think so, 9, 10, does CargoTel have a mobile app? Somebody let me know. Does that count? I'm not sure. Okay, so we know there's at least 10 mobile apps just up to this point. And there's more. We have more mobile apps. Yes, we do. And that's why it's important. And I gotta include mobile apps on this list. Load board, mobile app, dispatch dashboard, CRM, they are part of the same circle. Even if Truckify right now only does the mobile app, that could change. The mobile app could change. But they are an option in the marketplace. And some features of different mobile apps will vary from other mobile apps. So it's personal preference. That's why I'm talking about everybody. How about Turvo? You guys know what Turvo is? Turvo is the company that created the mobile app technology for RPM. You guys have heard of RPM carriers, right? Which, by the way, RPM is in this category too, as are some other carriers, where they actually have an internal load board. They have a driver mobile app, which means there's a dispatch dashboard where you're going to manage your loads. But again, can you add other loads from other companies into the dispatch dashboard? I don't think so. Maybe. Could be wrong. Anthony Kuntz came on the show 2 years ago from RPM. Thank you, Anthony, for doing that. So would love to get an update. We'll see. By the way, Muzi of Truckify, he's been on the show. We had the Truckify. And so a lot of these interviews, if you go to YouTube and you Google this company name, you can watch the company interview, learn more about it, and that's pretty neat. And that's unique. You can only do that on Auto Transport Intel. You won't find that anywhere else, really. In the planet, actually. You won't, which is great. And it's taken me a lot. I put a lot of work into being the Auto Transport Software Authority channel, place for the updates. Anyways, okay. Car Delivery Network. All right, Car Delivery Network. Now, Car Delivery Network's been on the channel. Car Delivery Network definitely has a driver mobile app. Has a TMS Dispatch Dashboard for sure, especially in OEM. CRM, I don't know. Maybe. But I will say this. Of the few companies that are in all four, Car Delivery Network probably fits in all four. Car Delivery Network is a big company with roots overseas. And, I mean, this is a major company, moves a lot of new cars move through their network. And there's more to learn about Car Delivery Network. Carrier Exchange, VIN Deliver, VIN Dispatch. And you will see Car Delivery Network at conferences, auto haulers, finished vehicle logistics. This is a big company. So with a far reach and a deep impact in the industry, so that's definitely a company. If you get a chance to learn more about Car Delivery Network, do it. ViaCall. Okay, ViaCall, I had not heard of, but I got to meet them. They have a mobile app, so they definitely have. ViaCall definitely has a mobile app, and I believe a dispatch dashboard. I'm going to go with 2 and 3. I don't think they have a load board. I don't know if they have a CRM. Again, we keep saying ePOD. ePOD, electronic point of delivery. ePOD is like the what is an ePOD, right? You hear ePOD. It's like escargot. What is it? I mean, I know it's snails, but beyond that, I don't. Okay, well, an ePOD is just my understanding is the product package of what happened on the electronic mobile app. Okay, it's the driver's delivery of the vehicle package with a bow on it. ePOD. So, ViaCall is another way to go if you're moving OEM, mobile app, dashboard, ViaCall. Not everyone's heard of that. Now, this one you've heard of. If you've been watching Auto Transport Intel, you've definitely heard of Gopher. All right? Niles has been on the show. We have an interview. You can watch it. We have demo. He's been on the show a couple times. And really, when it comes to like Gopher and even Car Delivery Network, and there's a few others in there that I've been talking to on and off over at least a year. And it's cool because, as you know, in this business, and this is where I'm telling you, if you're watching this video right now, you are getting like, this is like an energy drink of car hauling software. Because to learn all this stuff, I had to learn it through phone calls and meetings and demos and Googling. And I mean, it's really, this is a lot of information at one time. And so, yeah. You can watch probably maybe a third of these companies now, like Gopher. You can watch in the Auto Transport Intel archives. But let's look at the pie chart. Definitely have a mobile app. Definitely have a dispatch dashboard. Actually, I believe there's CRM in there too. The one thing they don't have, I don't believe they have a load board. I would say they don't have a load board. 2, 3, and 4. What's cool about Gopher is you're talking new cars, used cars, contract business, smart technology. Gopher is smart technology. I will tell you this, ClearPath TMS. This is okay. I'm going to guess half of the audience has never heard of ClearPath TMS, and the other half is like, oh yeah, I totally know ClearPath TMS. Now I'm not sure why that is, but I think it's because it's OEM. All right. Now ClearPath TMS. This is good-looking technology too. No lie. I had a demo. I met Aaron in Baltimore, and definitely has a driver mobile app. I want to say for sure. Definitely has a dispatch dashboard. So 2 and 3 for sure. I'm not sure if it has a CRM. Don't think it has a load board, but smart technology. So there are OEMs using ClearPath TMS. Absolutely. New car haulers. Evolve. My gosh. Who knows this one? Does anybody know Evolve? Now, if you... Jeez, Jay. I don't know what to say anymore. These guys are in Canada, and I actually had a demo with Evolve, and you know what? There's a lot here. This is worth looking into. What's really cool is they have all this training. Man, I was blown away by how much training they have. In fact, if many of our, I don't even know who to click on, so I'm not going to click on anybody. But if many of our current auto transport software companies had as much training as Evolve, whoa. I'm telling you, there is a serious opportunity there, and it's called Auto Transport Intel. But Evolve has, shameless, Evolve has driver mobile app, dispatch dashboard, maybe they have a CRM? And they do, I think they do cars and freight. And they even get into fleet management. Actually, there's a lot here. It's worth looking into. So if you're, listen, this is where I'm no longer talking about owner-operators. If you have a fleet, if you have 50 plus trucks, this is the kind of company, check this out. Check out the last, if you have 50 plus trucks, bang, 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 bang. Okay, here's another one. Now, Inform Software is the kind of company that they're working at a higher level, like car delivery network, where they're really going for like OEM business. Okay, we're talking, look at this. At Inform, more than 750 business analysts, data scientists, more than 1,000 customers worldwide. I mean, we're talking about fleets, OEMs, ports, vessel shipping, rail. I mean, when you're working at that really high level, you are probably dealing with Inform. Look at this. I mean, this is way beyond. Automotive is just a sector of the business they do. This is a big one. I don't even know what the pricing is. It's like a mansion a month. Hi, what's your pricing? A mansion a month. I don't even know. I know they have a dispatch dashboard. I'm pretty sure they have mobile apps, and I think it goes way beyond the kind of stuff we're used to talking about. In fact, I'm going to go with all four. Well, I don't know if they have a load board, but if you're working at that level, you're not looking for a load board. You know, when you eat caviar for breakfast, you skip the omelet. Okay. No one's ever said that before, Jay. All right, which brings me to Freight Verify. Freight Verify. And by the way, I met the Inform software guys in Baltimore. Also saw them in Detroit. Freight Verify, same thing. I met Christine in Baltimore. Then I also met Lindsay and another gentleman's name in Detroit. And I've also had a demo. This is riding on top. Meaning this is not just, I got a dispatch dashboard and a mobile app. This is like global supply chain software. The kind of stuff where, high-end geofencing. We're talking rail tracking, vessel shipping tracking, ports, detailed reports, or macro views. Awesome, awesome stuff. So if you find yourself at the freight verify level, yeah, you've made it. Now, all of this is governed by, there must be some, the question comes up, well, who's, now that we got 1 million apps, Jay, you've just gone through 20 plus software, who's organizing all this stuff? All right, well, AIAG, Automotive Industry Action Group, is the organization, and I've talked to Trish. Hope to have her on the show so she can talk more about it. But they're an organization. They don't have a mobile app and a dashboard for you, but rather they help mediate OEMs, at the OEM level, the standards at which these communications will take place so that there's some standardization among the software. Some of these other companies, upper level, they're also at the level where they are in the process of, at a high level macro view, being the umbrella that uses AIAG standards to some degree. Okay, I said that. Guys, we're almost done. It seems like we're doing pretty good here. I feel like class is still in session, so I'm gonna ask for 5 to 10 more minutes of your time. Might be 5. Okay. It's like a lecture hall. JTracker. Who uses JTracker? JTracker is not a load board. It's not a mobile app. It's not a dispatch dashboard. JTracker is your original CRM. Now, when I say that, it's no mistake that you got Central Dispatch brackets pointing right and JTracker brackets pointing left. Because you know who owns JTracker? You got it. Is it listed? Well, I think JTracker is owned by DealerTrack, which is owned by Cox. Okay. So JTracker, and it shares a lot. It's very similar to Central Dispatch in that it's older, it hasn't been updated, and a lot of people aren't happy with it. But I think it is, I don't know if it's much of a standard as Central Dispatch, but it is kind of a default CRM. Customer relation management tool. All right, what's a CRM? What's an ePOD, right? CRM. All right, this is where you manage your leads. Let's say you're a carrier and you are now getting your own customers, whether it's through dealers, POV, you're buying leads, you go into Craigslist, wherever you get your leads. You have to manage it. You can't just have stickies everywhere, in Billy's car and Bobby Joe. You can't do that. You might have used to. You don't do it now. Okay? You manage all your leads online with a software. That's what a CRM is. So you add a contact, phone number, email, and then, the price. And this gets into, we could get into auto quoting software, but that's really, I want to stay out of additional features like that. Some CRMs have auto quoting, which brings us to Superflow. Superflow is a broker CRM, number 4, okay, that also has auto quoting, right? That's a big deal. How many CRMs have an auto quoter? Not many. JTracker does not. I don't think. Unless, if it does, here's the thing is, and I don't use JTracker, if it does, I think some would say it's not as accurate and detailed as they wish. But again, that's hearsay. JTracker, CRM. Let's go to that next one. Okay, Freight Dragon. There are some brokers. There are actually several brokers that when you get the dispatch from the broker, it says at the bottom, it's created with Freight Dragon. Or it looks like other broker CRM dispatches. And that's really, that's why we're talking about CRMs. CRMs create the dispatch that the dispatcher or fleet manager gets and puts into their dispatch dashboard. So what's interesting is CRM load board that information usually comes from a broker, and Driver Mobile App Dispatch Dashboard is usually used by the carrier. 1 and 4 broker, 2 and 3 carrier, somewhat. Bats CRM. Now, I've had Tom on the show. That show was called Broker CRM. We didn't call it Bats CRM because I wasn't sure exactly how what we were going to talk about. But we did talk about Bats CRM. That was a great show. Again, this is some great looking technology. Bats, best auto transport software. Huh? Okay. So Bats, and this is pretty cool. He's got, it's pretty well laid out software: organize, sell, communicate, dispatch, streamline, track, automate, report. That's pretty good CRM right there. You've got all the pieces in a nice display, easy to manage. This is actually why I'm going to go back to have all four, to create a CRM. Let's say you have mobile app, dashboard, and load board. To have a CRM that's as good and competes at this level, that's a lot of work. So that's why I say this. In Q4 2019, nobody has all four pieces. Not the way you'd want it. Not yet. I don't think so. I'm willing to listen to anybody who wants to tell me otherwise. Absolutely. I'm not here to get in an argument. This is not fisticuffs, but this is the state of auto transport as of today, and I think that's where we're at. And I already talked about Superflow. So that's it. I finished the list. I put up DAT because this is a freight load board. DAT is the central dispatch of freight. It just is. Internet Truck Stop was probably the ready logistics of freight, but is on its way. It's not having, I don't think it's having the same use DAT is. Convoy has taken some of that away from Internet Truck Stop. In auto transport, Convoy might be something like a hybrid of like something like that. Okay. Convoy's got a lot of contracts. We talked about Uber Freight. If these guys do that, that could be a game changer. And here's your game changer. If somebody in this list can create an Amazon Flex type of environment with all these specifically branded sub-haulers, you know what I'm talking about. You get a package now, and you know what's going to pull up, right? An Amazon Sprinter van, and you never know who's driving it, who owns it. There are hundreds, thousands of subcontractors now, and here's the page to go sign up and be your own business. If somebody could figure this out in car hauling, somebody big, that could be a game changer too. So I don't know what'll happen, but I do know that this company and this company are working on future stuff like that, while other companies work to build and grow. I think that my prediction is in a year, this will look different. It looks different from a year ago. It'll look different in a year. And so that is why this is my auto transport software update Q4 2019. I can't wait to do this again.